Rigetti computing shares soared to new highs amid general optimism for quantum computing stocks. Rigetti also rides positive sentiment after it partnered with India's Centre for Development of Advanced Computing, CDAC, to co-develop hybrid quantum computing systems, where the focus will be on superconducting quantum hardware, cryogenic electronics, processor fabrication, and workforce development, supporting India's Chip-in initiative to boost its domestic semiconductor capabilities. In the U.S., Rigetti was awarded a $5.8 million contract from the Air Force Research Laboratory, AFRL, to advance superconducting quantum networking in collaboration with QPHOX. This project aims to develop systems providing entanglement between superconducting qubits and optical photons, a crucial building block for quantum networking. The collaboration builds on earlier work demonstrating successful qubit readout using microwave optical transducers. AFRL emphasizes the importance of quantum interconnects for linking superconducting qubits with telecom networks to support both fundamental research and defense applications. Moving along, Rigetti remains concentrated on delivering a 100-qubit multi-chiplet QPU by year-end. It's also awaiting the reauthorization of the Department of Energy Quantum Leadership Act, which could further support its ongoing R&D efforts. In the world of AI, SoundHound recently announced the acquisition of Interactions, a prominent AI company specializing in customer service and workflow orchestration. The $85 million deal, which includes $60 million in upfront cash and a $25 million performance-based earnout, is expected to enhance SoundHound's leadership in agentic AI and strengthen its presence in the enterprise customer service space. Through this acquisition, SoundHound will gain access to Interactions' portfolio of major global clients across industries such as retail, insurance, automotive, and consumer tech, creating significant cross-sell and upsell opportunities. The combined entity will hold around 400 patents and over $270 million in cash, with no outstanding debt, and the transaction is anticipated to immediately contribute to operating profitability. The acquisition is consistent with SoundHound's expansion strategy, similar to the previous acquisition of Amelia. The new Amelia 7 agentic AI platform is designed to simplify enterprise automation through low-code and no-code tools. Amelia 7 integrates SoundHound's Polaris speech engine and is already being adopted by 15 major enterprise clients, particularly in finance and healthcare. Early signs indicate that Amelia 7 is helping drive customer renewals, upsells, and expanded use cases. Now the challenge is scaling Amelia 7 fast enough to sustain momentum and prove it can compete in a crowded market. If successful, SoundHound could become a significant player in enterprise AI transformation, possibly being able to present lasting solid competition for big-name players like Palantir and Microsoft, both of which are aggressively embedding AI into their enterprise ecosystems. Following its 2022 IPO during a challenging market, SoundHound initially struggled due to rising interest rates and investor skepticism toward unprofitable tech. Since then, it built strong momentum. Revenue has increased by 217% year-over-year and 137% over the last 4 quarters, and the company now holds $230 million in cash with no long-term debt. Leading to increasing institutional investor interest, SoundHound's appeal lies in its core voice AI technology, which powers platforms like Houndify, music recognition tools, and voice-based customer service interfaces. Its speech-to-meaning engine allows more natural, context-aware conversations, distinguishing it from legacy systems. Operating on a usage-based SaaS model, SoundHound benefits from recurring revenue and growing partnerships across industries like automotive, quick-service restaurants, and connected devices. Deals like the Interactions acquisition are expected to further reinforce this positive momentum and support SoundHound's goal of reaching operating profitability by late 2025. As for Flux Power, it reported progress in its full year 2025 results, with revenue rising to $66.4 million, up 9.2% from 2024, and a narrowed net loss of $6.7 million, or 40 cents per share, compared to a 50 cents loss the previous year. Flux also posted significant improvements in gross margins, which increased to 32.7% for the year and 34.5% in Q4, reflecting cost reductions, better product quality, and fewer warranty-related expenses. Fourth quarter revenue grew to $16.7 million from $13.4 million year over year, while adjusted EBITDA for the quarter turned positive at $600,000. Despite continued net losses and rising operating expenses, Flux outperformed earnings expectations and remains debt-free, with $1.3 million in cash at year-end. Analysts forecast revenue growth of 19% annually over the next 3 years, outpacing the broader U.S. electrical industry. Flux highlighted the launch of its Sky EMS AI platform in beta, aimed at generating recurring revenue through intelligent battery systems. Sky EMS is being well received by key customers, including airlines, and is expected to be integrated with existing battery units in the field. Recent large orders from North American Airlines for redesigned lithium-ion battery packs further signal market traction. However, challenges persist, including increased operating expenses, macroeconomic uncertainties, and customer hesitation on capital expenditures, which have led to a temporary slowdown in orders. Still, quoting activity is rising, and the backlog stands at $9 million. Executives emphasized that the strategy moving forward involves scaling Sky EMS, increasing upsell opportunities, and continuing integration with battery systems to deliver greater customer value. CEO Krishnavanka underscored a focus on achieving profitable growth through operational efficiency, solution-based selling, and expanding the company's customer base, despite current economic headwinds. Now, over to Opendoor, which is hovering around the $10 mark. It's going to be influenced by the Federal Reserve's 25 basis point interest rate cut, with the housing market expected to benefit from lower borrowing costs. Opendoor is also set for a nationwide expansion, planning to offer its services across the entire continental U.S., following a dramatic leadership shift that saw the return of co-founders Keith Rabois and Eric Wu and the appointment of Kaz Najatian, Shopify's former COO, as CEO. The company has rebranded its approach as going into, quote, founder mode, aiming to streamline operations, move faster, and return focus to simplifying home sales through its tech platform. Najatian's equity-based compensation aligns him with shareholder interests, and Rabois has publicly advocated for a leaner, more disciplined company structure. While these changes energize the stock, now up nearly 500% year-to-date, the company still faces macroeconomic and operational headwinds. In Q2 2025, Opendoor reported $1.6 billion in revenue and achieved its first positive adjusted EBITDA since 2022, earning $23 million and selling 4,299 homes. However, Q3 guidance turned cautious, with projected revenue of $800 to $875 million and a return to negative EBITDA, mainly due to a lower margin home mix and declining acquisition volumes. Although leadership changes have sparked investor enthusiasm, the real test lies in a sustained recovery in home acquisitions, stable contribution margins, and a path to consistent profitability. Najatian's product-driven strategy, especially the pivot toward agent-led and capital-light revenue streams, could support long-term improvements. Yet risks remain, particularly in a housing market still vulnerable to interest rate fluctuations and operational instability from rapid restructuring. For now, investors are optimistic, but the company's future valuation will ultimately depend on its ability to turn strategy into numbers. For more on stocks and crypto, follow Ascencore. See you next time.